This is the manual harvesting broiler cage. We call it manual harvesting because when you do the harvesting, the workers have to stand here, take the chickens outside, and then put them into the crate, and then take the crate outside the building. So all the process for the harvesting is by hand. So we call it manual harvesting. And the special part for this cage system, it is the double side of the cage. Let me show you this part. From this view, you can see there are two sides of the cage. So we call it double side. And in the middle, it is a gap in the whole middle part. We call it wind channel. It is used to take the hot air produced by the chickens outside the building. So with this gap or with this wind channel, the ventilation inside the chicken house is very good for the chickens. And the cage size is 0.8 meters wide and 1.25 meters long. From this frame to this frame, it is a complete set of one set cage, and the length is 1.25 meters, and the width is 0.8 meters. So for one cage, it is just 1 square meter. And you may ask, how many birds I can put in 1 square meter? It depends on the chicken weight. I will give you an example. For example, if the chickens is 2 kilograms, we generally recommend you put 25 chickens in one cell. So that's the density or that's the capacity of this cage size. And for the design of the cage, we put the plastic mesh here. It is especially used for the baby chicks. You can see the hole is very small here. So the baby chicks, their feet won't draw into the hole. And another device for the baby chicks is this plastic board here. This plastic board is used to adjust the height of the feeding. For example, you can see there is a screw here. You can loose it or fasten it to a certain height. For very small chickens, you can lift it up to leave a small space here, so the baby chicks will eat from this part. When the chickens grow up, and you will adjust the board like this to lower it, so give bigger space here for big chickens. They will eat from here. And so this is another device for the baby chicks. And here is the drinking line. The drinking line for chickens also fully automatic, and the height can be also adjusted automatically. There is a winch or lifting device to lift it up and lower automatically. Drinking is automatic, and the feeding is also automatic. But this is different from the inside feeding system or pan feeding system. We call this as an outside feeding system or the feeder trough feeding system, because we will use this automatic feeding machine. The machine will drop the feed into the trough here, and here is a device to adjust the feeding quantity. Because chickens at different ages, they eat the chicken feed at different quantities. So you will have to adjust the quantity to save the cost of the chicken feed. And for the feeding system, we also have another design. It is the round pipe here. This round pipe is to protect the feeder trough, because when workers to check the chickens. If there are weak chickens or dead chickens inside the cage, they will stand or they will step on the feeder trough. But if we have the round pipe here, they can just step on the round pipe. So it won't break the feeder trough. So with the round pipe, it can protect the feeder trough here. And another function of the round pipe is it can also be used for the walking rail of the feeding cart. You can see there is a roller here, so the feeding cart can moving forward and backward according to the rail here. And not only this rail, but also there is another rail, the square tube rail on the top for the feeding machine. So two rails, square tube rail on the top, round pipe rail at the bottom. Two rails for the feeding cart, so it can move forward and backward very stably. And this is the automatic feeding system. And now we check the manure cleaning system. We also use the PP belt conveyor for cleaning the chicken manure automatically. That is the biggest difference between the cage system and the slatted floor system. With the cage system, with the belt conveyor, we can clean the chicken manure every day. So there is no ammonia or bad smell inside the chicken house. So the environment is very healthy and good for chickens. So you can have a very good harvesting.